What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge in 5. I'm your host, Allan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you today. But before we get to that, I want to make sure everybody jump in the official 2023 Early Edge March Madness Bracket Challenge right now. You can join for free with the QR code on your screen or via link at cbssports.com/Early Edge. Compete free against the entire Early Edge crew. That's right. Everyone on the show, everyone in the chat for prizes and more. We're all going to lay out it. We had a blast last year, and we're going to do it again this year. It's going to be fun. So make sure, join up right now. Selection Sunday is this Sunday, and of course, it's free to play. Now, let's bring in the stars of the show. Nobody wants to hear me yapping. Let's bring in the experts here breaking it down. Look at Maestro. He's back in the fold. How we doing, buddy?
Great to be back. A huge slate of college ball. This is one of the best slates of the entire year. Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Let's get into it. I'll tell you what, Spector, throw it right to you, man. Got some picks? Hit it, buddy. What you got?
Yeah, I'm going to be a little opening act with the NBA before they get to their great college basketball picks. And we're going to start with Rudy Gobert over 26.5 points and rebounds at -108. They're playing the Nets tonight, and the Nets allow the third most rebounds to centers this season at 16.16 per game. And it's understandable because Nick Claxton is their starting center. And I will admit, Gobert might have a tough time scoring against him. But after that, their centers are maybe Ben Simmons when they play stretch or Day'Ron Sharpe. They don't have a single player over 7 foot on their roster. In Gobert's last 7 games, he's gone over this line 5 times, averaging 28.4 points and rebounds. The 2 games he didn't was against the 76ers and the Clippers, who have Embiid and Zubac. The other 5 were the Mavs, Wizards, Hornets, Lakers, and Kings, all teams who play spread out basketball without a traditional center. The last thing I'm going to say is Gobert guarding Claxton or Ben Simmons will be fantastic for the rebounding number because neither one of those are shooting players, so he can play drop-down defense in the paint and scoop up those rebounds.
There we go. That's well said right there, buddy. Now, everybody in the chat is asking about your brother, EC. What is he on, a bachelor party? Is that where he's at this weekend?
He's making sure he's watching Arizona. He's got to watch his Wildcats go play. And luckily they made it through past Stanford. Boo Stanford. Going to Berkeley for undergrad and then Arizona. So I'm all against Stanford. So we're fantastic. That's where he is.
There we go. All right, Zack Attack. You got 2 plays, college basketball. Break them down, bro. What do you got?
Let's start it off with that college play, AB. Kent State -2 against Akron. We know the MAC is a very tough conference tournament to win consecutive years, and Akron defeated Kent State last year. They drew a very favorable matchup in the opening round yesterday against Buffalo, team they already trounced twice in the regular season, trounced them again yesterday. And I think we've seen so far in all the conference tournaments, when you have a big double-digit victory and then a small number the next day, doesn't necessarily mean there's value on that team. We've seen that with NC State, we've seen it with a couple of other teams, and I think Kent State should have a little bit more focus based on what happened in the regular season. They lost at Akron, barely defeated them in overtime at home to end the season. And they just think being at a neutral site, they'll be the more competitive team and pull away late. It's going to be a great game, but Kent State -2. And then Jaden McDaniels, another Minnesota Timberwolf. I'm just going to play his points over 11.5 points, a young player from Washington. He's kind of had a little bit of a pattern lately where he has a good game, has a bad game, has a good game, has a bad game. He just come off a bad game. I think he's going to have a good game tonight and get to his season average. And I wrote it down here. Scored 20, then scored 9, scored 19, and is coming off a bad just 3-point outing against the Philadelphia 76ers. So I'm just going to play that pattern there and take his over 11.5 points.
The pattern indeed. Now, the Maestro spot with the Maestro back. Sir, it's all yours. Break it down.
All right, starting off in the Big 12, I'm going to take the points with Iowa State against Kansas. No Bill Self, but it's really about the matchup. Iowa State beat them soundly by 15 points at home, and then they only lost by 2 points in Lawrence. They have a very strong interior defense that frustrates Kansas. I think this game will go right to the wire. I like the way the Cyclones are playing after a long midseason downturn. And then in the Big 10, it's very chalky. It's very public, but I do like the Hoosiers to get by Maryland. It's a revenge spot. Maryland beat them pretty bad at home, but Maryland beats everyone at home. They don't beat anyone away from College Park. Minnesota is the only Big 10 team they have beaten on the road. And Jalen Hood-Schifino, who is projected right now as the number 13 overall pick, went 1 of 14 against Maryland in the first meeting. This guy's the Big Ten freshman of the year. He only had 3 points. I think he's going to have a nice game today. Plus, you also have TJD, another first-round pick for Indiana. I'll take the better team on a neutral site with the Hoosiers. It's right around 1.5 right now. Anywhere 2 or less, I like it.
Anywhere 2 or less. The Maestro has spoken. All right. Everybody grab your paper, grab your pencil. Let's take a look at the recap here. It is glorious. The Maestro is on Iowa State plus 4.5, Indiana minus 1.5. Zack Cimini is on Jaden McDaniels over 11.5 points, and Kent State minus 2. Speculator Rudy Gobert over 26.5 points and rebounds priced at minus 108. Now, got some plays here. First up, EC. I knew he was at the game. We're going to Arizona minus 7.5 for him tonight. Look. That was a nice showing against Stanford. Not a great basketball team, but this is when teams who have an actual shot at a national championship start to turn it up. And going up against Arizona State, right? Their rival who beat them the previous game. Oh, Arizona's going big tonight. I like it. Now, college baseball, we've got 4 parlays for you. Again, if you're new to it, we are at the beginning of the season. Books do not offer really anything. They just give you some money lines and say, best of luck, have at it. So we got 4 parlays here. First one, 2-leg parlay, minus 130, LSU and Alabama. Second one, minus 120, Florida State and Vanderbilt. The next one, plus 140, East Carolina and Alabama. And then a 3-leg at plus 100, LSU, Tennessee, and TCU. All right. Head into the weekend. Boys, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, just I love the chat saying that they miss EC. Get us some hashtag Cohenheads in that chat for EC, so he'll see it later. He'll love that. But appreciate y'all.
Yeah, the Cohenheads indeed. They're everywhere. I want somebody to go and talk to him at the game. That's what I want.
That's what I hope too. I hope somebody comes up to him and be like, EC.
Yeah.
That's what I really want to see. That would be great.
Knowing EC, and I did hang out with him in Arizona, they may not get away from him to watch the rest of the game.
That's true. That's absolutely true. It is. All right, everybody. We'll be live normal time at Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. We'll see you tomorrow.